Just look at this little piston. It actually came out of a Gilera runner about 15 or so years ago. The spark plug was hitting the top. That's what. It was the I think it was the small end bearing in here that was gone and was causing the piston to come up too far and was hitting the plug. Oh well. But that's not the reason. That's not the subject of this video. That is the subject of this video. My lovely Oxford MMA welder. Now a lot of people call MMA welders arc welders. I can't stand that personally. That is completely wrong, because all welders use an arc, apart from gas welding, which uses a flame. But all welding is arced. Yes, TIG welding uses an arc, MIG welding uses an arc, and so does stick welding or MMA. All uses an arc. So any of you that call MMA or stick welders arc welders, you're fools, because it's wrong. Well, it ain't wrong, it's right, but it doesn't define. If you say I'm going to go and get the arc welder, it could be any three of them. But anyway, here's my lovely old Oxford stick welder. It's oil, it's full of oil in there, oil cooled. The whole thing's full of oil. It's very nice actually. I don't know how old it is. I bought this approximately, oh man, it's got to be, I must have bought this about 6 or 7 years ago, maybe even more. I bought it from a friend's workmate, I think it was. I got it from. Very nice indeed. The only thing that does worry me a little bit is the amount of rust that might be happening underneath. I wouldn't want it to rust through and then all of a sudden it would leak out. It's one thing that I don't want to happen, but yeah, it's a very nice plant actually. I think it was well looked after, you know, throughout its life. It's got to be at least sort of, I don't know, I really don't know. It's got to be, I wonder if any of these look, I don't know how to date this with a serial number, but I wonder if that serial number can dictate the date of which it was made, perhaps 76295. I don't know. 1962, 76, 95 even. I really don't know, but hopefully some of you out there will know. Now this is the I've actually got this on it. It's held together with a bit of tape because it was broken on the back. It holds a 3.2 rod very easily, which is what I mainly use, 3.2, because you've got to remember it's only 110 amps this welder, so it will, and it's single phase as well, single phase, not three phase. Duty cycle, 200 to 240 volts. Yeah, I've got this one on it. It did, I think when I bought it, it had one of those stupid clamped electrode holders. I don't like those whatsoever, they're horrible. I much prefer these ones. And this was one, when I used to do welding for a job, and we used these ones. And this one was getting a bit tatty, you know, trying to use it every day when you're welding with, you know, like 200 amps and stuff. So I replaced it with a new one and took this old one that was partially broken home and put it on my welder. It works very well still. The only thing is, the tape holds it together, but other than that, it's perfectly fine. Put a new earth clamp on it as well, because when I bought it, that was, you know, had been well used, that's for sure. And you've just got your terminals here for your return and your positive. And this is how you choose your amps, lift to turn. That's all you must remember. Oh look, Oxford RT110 oil cooled electric arc welder. Oil capacity 23 litres, or Shell Diala B. Diala, don't know, can't read, didn't go to school. Amps 50 volts, maximum current range, electrode. Amps 80 volts, for thin sheet special electrodes, twin carbon torch electrode. I'm obviously not using that one because well, I'm not using not welding thin sheet or anything or special electrodes. That's only for you can have it on smaller amperages. I've actually got it on the highest one, but yeah, this is how you change your amps. You have to lift it out and then turn it to where you want it. I've got it on the maximum because you know, when you're welding with a 3.2 rod, you want it on the maximum really. 110 is about the lowest you can weld with. Usually want about 120, 125, maybe even 130 amps for a 3.2. Or with a 4mm, you want about that with a 4mm as well. But it's a very nice plant. It's very dirty now because it's been stuck in that corner over there. It's been stuck there for, I don't know, ages. So my plan is to clean it, give it a clean up, and I've had this. It's like all rusty piece of sheet. There's two pieces actually, a bit rusty there. But the bottom isn't rusty at all. It's just this top bit that's all rusted away. So I'm going to cut that off and fuck that bit off. Don't want that bit. But the bottom bit is good. So what my plan is to make a little cart, like a little trolley for this, because it's bloody heavy. So my plan is to make, obviously, the square bottom for it. And I'm going to get 4 casters, like them. You can get them big ones, can't you? Well, they turn, but they're quite big wheels, so they won't get caught on any little cracks or nothing when I'm wheeling it around. Obviously, weld them to the bottom. I'll weld them on, because if I bolt them on, I'm going to have the bolts sticking up, so I'm going to weld them on the bottom. And then I'm going to find some. I'm going to try and get some. I'll either use. I've got this here. It's got an aerial on it at the minute, but that's not important. I can take that off. I might use this box, a bit of thin box section here as like a handle, cut it up to shape and have it coming up from the bottom like a handle and a bit going across the top so I can grab onto it and push it. And also on the side of the handle I'm going to have some hooks. I have one hook this side and one hook on this side so I can wrap the leads round both sides. And what I was thinking I might do, or it's a bit of a, it depends how it goes at the minute, because bearing in mind the welder will be quite low. It'll probably be about this height. This will probably be the base where the welder will sit, about this height, and then because obviously you've got to have the wheels, they're quite high. So it'll be about this high, come up to about here probably, looking at it, maybe a bit higher about there, and I'm going to have the handle up at a comfortable height. I was thinking about putting a little tray on the handle above the welder so that I could put things like rods in it, rods, gloves and other stuff, because I've got loads of rods here and gloves and other stuff, but I'm not sure if I'm going to put a tray or a shelf on it yet. I'll see how it goes once I've made the little trolley, once I've done that. But that's my plan anyway. I'm going to make a video of it, of course I will. The thing is with this one, it's got very, very short leads that I'll go around one more time, because the thing is, with it being such a low amperage plant, the longer the lead you have, you lose some of them amps with the longer leads. So, you know, it's like if you need, say just for example, you needed 110 to weld the bit of steel that you're welding. If you've got a long lead, you're going to have it on about 130 to get the 110 at your stick, because otherwise you're just going to lose it all. So I've only got short leads on it because otherwise I won't have enough amps or enough heat, some of you might say, to be able to weld with a 3.2mm. So it'll be alright for curling them around small hooks. It'll be alright. I've actually got these. This is a well old box of rods. I have got another box of rods up here. I knew it was around here somewhere. I've got another box. These are the ones that I used to use daily when I was welding every day. These not bad actually. They probably don't use it 3.2mm 350. They probably don't. Well, I think they do make these, but I've not seen any welders use these for a long while now. 6013s. Are these 6013s? I don't know, there's 78, 70, 16, 70, 16. haven't seen anybody use these for a while, but these are the ones I used to use. Believe it or not, I did nick these when I nicked these when I left my job about 7 years ago. I haven't used them since. But this box here, my dad gave me this box of rods, and man, I don't know what's in it. There could be any kind of rods in here. Look, there's all different types, all in bags. Because my dad's like that. He keeps everything nice and neat and tidy. Oh no, it's the same make as those. But these could be well old. I have no idea. Obviously, rods ain't gonna have a date on them, are they? I wouldn't have thought. Dublin. Details available from UK or Dublin office. No, I wouldn't have thought they'd have a date on them. But these will be well old. I'll be surprised if the flux is still good on them, to tell you the truth. The flux is probably all going to flake off, but yellow tipped. No writing on them. Don't know why my dad would have had so many rods. I don't know how much welding he did when he was a kid, but I'll tell you what, if this newspaper's got a date on it, then we'll know roughly when it was packed up. What we've got here, again, no writing on, so I have no idea what type of metal these are for, or anything. These ones are properly wrapped. These ones ain't no good at all. No, they're pretty bad, them ones. They're all rusted and the flux is coming off. You probably could use the end of, the middle section if you wanted to. Still, they haven't exactly been kept dry either. Let's have a look to see if we can find a date on this newspaper. Let's see if we can get this out. Bound to be a date on here somewhere. Oh, there's some in here and all that. What we got in here? We've got a selection of different rods in here. 6013. At least these ones have got writing on. Yeah, 6013, these ones. These are the type that I used to use quite a lot. Anyway, let's stick that back in there. Now, there's bound to be a date on here somewhere. Not that long ago. Not as long as I thought anyway. I thought that would have been a lot longer than that. Daily Mail, Thursday, May the 22nd, 2009. And bear in mind we're in 2016 now, so... I thought that would have been a lot longer ago than that. Never mind. He must have repacked them or something. 2009 again. Don't know what's in these ones. Another random selection of rods. What's that? Oh, that used to be an elastic band by the looks of it. Oh mate, there's quite a lot of it actually. You know what, a lot of these rods could still be used, there's no home base. There's no reason why you couldn't use a lot of these rods, as long as the flux isn't going to fall out or fall apart. No, this one is going to be an old one. You can tell by the paper. Look at that newspaper. This is going to be an old one. Fort Bay. What's this all about? Soul Agents? Woodlands Park? Right. See if we can find a date on this piece. On this one. Right. Turn it around so I can read it. There we go. This is more like it. South End Standard. Tuesday, December 23rd, 1975. I knew these were old. I knew these were going to be well old. My dad must have repackaged those ones in some paper in 2009. But these ones, 1975. These rods from 1975. Knew there's a bit of history in here somewhere. But I like a bit of history. These ones won't be as old again. That's what I always like it when you find a newspaper. 2009. I always like it when you find a newspaper in something, and then you can look at the newspaper and you can get a rough idea, because nobody's going to package something recently in a paper that's 40 years old, are they? It's just not going to happen. So the chances are that the date on the newspaper is the date that these things were packaged, to give you a rough idea to see how old they are. Oh, and we just got a screwdriver bit there and a bolt. Very nice. There we go. So we got ourselves a lot of rods, mostly from I would say these are all from fairly old, just repackaged, 1975, and my welder. So stay tuned if you want to see the little trolley that I'm going to build for this thing, because I think it will come out quite well. What I've got to do is buy the caster wheels for it, because then it'll about go in all directions. If I get the spinny ones, you know, the ones that spin round, if I get those, it'll about go in all directions. It won't be limited to just forward and back. That'll be just a pain in the arse, they will. So that's what I'm going to do, my friends. Well, I do need to get some cutting discs actually for the grinder, so I can cut that sheet. I've only got grinding discs left, so I need to get a few cutting ones, and then we'll be well away. Sweet.